Oh, yo, welcome back to the Audio 3 podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. It's been forever. I don't know which way to look, what's happening, but I'm glad we're back. It's been forever. Thank you for everyone who's been rocking with us. Again, we've had some all good personal things going on, but we're back to finish the year strong, officially in Q4 for all our business people out there. So we're going to do our very best to give you guys a great push. But how you been, dude? I've seen a new setup. Let the people know what's been going on in your life.
Yeah, a lot of positive life changes. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I have a pretty new background. Not drastically new, but I am in a brand new apartment. So my wife and I just moved in. Appreciate it. We've been here a few days now. And like she literally was tearing up on the rooftop because for those who are unfamiliar, we were living in San Francisco, but near the Tenderloin, basically on the edge of it. And that area is like The Walking Dead, basically. Beautiful.
Even though you also had a fire rooftop yourself there.
Yeah, fire rooftop. If you just keep everything eye level, you see beautiful skylines and everything. But if you look down, you see heroin use, fights. I saw dudes getting jumped at the bus stop. Like every bad aspect of humanity basically was taking place on the ground level. And we escaped that, and I don't think we realized how much better we deserved until we moved in here. Like, we see people walking people in strollers. Like, I can run around this neighborhood with 2 Rolexes on, which I don't own. But if I did have 2 Rolexes, I would not be afraid to jog in this neighborhood. So I'm just blessed to be in the burbs. The burbs are underrated.
Dude,
and
so
I don't
underrated,
think I'm ever leaving. You're in the burbs.
No. Dude, why else would you go anywhere, bro? Like,
right.
Dude, that's a dope feeling. Like, so were you with your wife when she got emotional about like you guys just being like in a different space?
Yeah, we had just finished basically doing the first round of unpacking, and then stereotypically we just ordered a pizza and had a couple beers on the roof, and we just like peered over to the pool and like the big screen TV behind it, and we were just like, man, like we suffered 2 years in the Tenderloin, and like finally our move to this expensive ass part of California feels like worth it. Like we're reaping the benefits, and I just fully understood how she was feeling because I felt that way. I was like, damn, like this is so nice, and I couldn't even. The excitement was too much. I'm like, oh, I want to go in the pool, but I want to like do hookah on the balcony, and I want to go to Trader Joe's because it's across the street, and jog around the neighborhood. Like I want to do everything at once, and it's kind of overwhelming, but like a good feeling.
But a good feeling. Yeah, that's but it's also crazy probably as well. Like, I mean, obviously don't share the exact numbers and stuff, but like you're probably only paying slightly more than what you were paying before, right?
Exactly. Just a couple hundred more, and our rent was going up at the other place, and this is technically a few hundred out of our budget, which isn't like a life-changing amount, but we realized like it's worth it if we're going to be in this living space and be at home a lot because we work from home a few days a week. So, and I'm like, we don't know how long we're going to be in Northern California. So I'm like, if we have to sacrifice a couple extra hundred, like let's just do it and enjoy our lives, because otherwise
enjoy your lives, bro. Yeah, enjoy your life, bro, because that's the thing, man. We get caught up in a lot of shit, and then you look up and you're like, bro, I've been obviously, dude, I came to visit you less than a year ago. Actually like around a year ago now, which is, dude, that's crazy, dude. It feels like I was just in San Francisco.
I know.
Hey, dude, that just completely
I know, that
threw me off, bro.
Like
I'm like, what do you mean it's already October, bro? What?
I know.
But that being said, like you look up, obviously you weren't miserable there, right? By any extent, right? But clearly you see the difference though when you're in a new setting and you're like, bro, I could have been doing this shit. So like, yeah, I think those are the cool eye-opening effects, like in anything, bro. Like a job that you leave and go somewhere new, you're like, oh, what a breath of fresh air. Like my buddy's dealing with that right now at his new company, a relationship. So man, dude, I'm just happy for you guys, man, because like, again, these are the core moments in our lives that a lot of shit can build off. So, I mean, dude, what's more important than having like the peace in your own house? Like if you don't really have that, like if you're afraid of going for a walk because you're like, bro, it's after 8 o'clock, I'm not doing that, then like that's already changing how your behavior is going to be at home.
Oh, 100%. And I was making the super extreme exaggerated analogy, but like the kid in North Korea who grows up there and doesn't have access to TV doesn't really know like how bad things really are. But if you
Right.
take that same kid and put him in Disneyland, he's gonna freak out and be like, "What the fuck was I doing?" Or like, "Why was I even existing in this place?" And it kind of felt like that. I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like we should have been doing this all along, regardless of the commute, because I have no problem, sitting on the BART train if I know I can come home to a home that I actually feel proud of and feel comfortable hanging out in.
Nice. And the cats are like it's no change whatsoever for them, or it's are they
They
like freaking out?
they were freaking out for the first few hours just because of the movers and the loud noises and stuff. But the one of the cats, he was so stupid. He jumped on. So we have a loft and like a little upstairs
Nice.
railing, and he decided to hop on the railing and try to like climb down it. And it's kind of at a steep angle, especially if there's no like grip. And his ass
Yeah.
slid down the whole entire thing, hit the wall, and then try to play it off like we didn't just see it happen. But I wish I caught it on camera. But yeah, they're fully adjusted. I think they're really liking the extra space.
Amazing, dude. Happy for you, dude. Great, great. Got the moves done now. So now it's just pretty much just feng shuiing that bitch up, right? Like little things here and there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a couple things in the background just so it looks a little more interesting. But outside of that, yeah, I think we wanted we made a very clear promise to not just buy a bunch of extra shit to fill the space. We like the more minimal look. Also, it
Sure,
makes the
yeah.
place look bigger when you're not stuffing 100 plants and everything in every corner.
For sure. For sure. No, it's gonna be fire, dude. I'm glad it worked out. Dude, so for me on my end, these last few weeks that we've not been recording, dude, it's been a lot of dude, running, bro. Like I ran the 100K last month, which is dope, man. That's like the most I've ever run
Congrats.
in a while. Thank you, man. So the training for the Miami Marathon, that's now 14 weeks away, is going well. I did tweak my back a little bit a couple days ago, so I'm giving myself a little bit of rest. So that was, a reminder of like, hey, you're 34, like take it easy. So I think that was okay. But besides that, dude, chilling, man. I have my boy Billy in town, which best man at my wedding. So just hanging out, relaxing, catching up with him, talking to him about getting used to married life because he just got married. So yeah,
Nice.
man, I got no complaints. Work is good, health is good, life is good. So yeah, man, just happy to get back to it. Dude, I guess we should start off with the I feel like when we last spoke, you were only a few weeks removed from going to the Drake concert. And then I was meant to go to the Drake concert this past week. And I didn't tell you that I didn't go. So we can just get into that off the jump. So for those who don't remember, my whole take on the Drake concert, and again, I believe this advice was, I'm going to buy the tickets last minute because the price has to drop, right? There's no way these prices are going to stay. Dude, the cheapest ticket for the Thursday show was back-to-back shows. The cheapest ticket for the Thursday show was $650 all in. And this is the 400 nosebleed section, right?
And this is like before the convenience fee and all the extra shit that
No,
goes into it?
650 all in. That's
Okay.
everything.
Oh,
That's
all in.
everything.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, all in. And then, but the seats I wanted, I'm not saying floor seats, but was in the 100 section, right? The lower bowl, bro. Like,
Right.
and that was 1,200 all in per person.
Oh my God.
All in, bro.
Jesus.
So I'm like, man, like I don't know, bro. This ain't it, dog. Like it just
No.
in my heart, I'm like, bro, this doesn't feel right. All right. So Thursday goes by, and I'm like, yo, I told my boy, bro, let's try for tomorrow. Maybe everyone had the same idea. Let's try to go Thursday because Friday's gonna be too expensive, and maybe it's just keeping the price. So I'm like, leave Thursday alone. So dude, Friday morning, my boy texts me, and he's like, bro, there's an all-in ticket in the lower bowl, which I want, for $450 a head, all in. I'm like, man, $450 isn't bad, dude. Like, shit. I'm like, all right, dude, let's wait till noon and we'll book it if it's still $450, right?
Yeah.
Bro, noon comes and the price is still the same. And bro, I don't know what it was, dude. I had this realization, and I don't know if it's getting older, bro, and you tell me how you feel, like, because we're not too far in age. I'm very aware of a lot of people's energy. And bro, when I was like at this desk thinking about booking the ticket, I was like, all right, bro, like you're about to drive 40 minutes south, and then 40 minutes north. You're going to be around 30,000 people. It's a lot of fucking energy. The idea of that just made me go like, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, I just didn't want to fucking do it. I know that sounds so old of me, bro, but I was like, bro, like, dog, like I wasn't even going with my girl. You know what I mean? It's fine. Me and my boy, we've gone to concerts alone. Like, it's fine to go with your. Yeah. I don't know. It was just something about like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not like, it didn't move me enough, bro. And again, it's $450 for not like the perfect seats, right? Like it's $150, $450 for floor seats or something, right? I saw Travis Scott the same venue for $325 floor seats. So I'm like, bro, to pay $450 for all right seats, to drive an hour and a half, to deal with parking, and to be around a bunch of like 30,000 other people who are, I'm just like, I'm good, dog. So like, I don't know if that was me being responsible because of the wedding. And I'm like, I don't want to spend that kind of bread if I don't have to, but also not being moved enough by like what you said and what other people are posting, right? Because I feel like a lot of people are not, no one's saying it's a bad concert, but I don't think anyone's saying they're blown the fuck away by this show. You have to see this. So I think all those things came together for me. And I was just like, yeah, man, like this is not going to be the year I see Drake and it's fine. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I wasn't excited enough. I wasn't moved enough that I was like, bro, fuck it. Book it. I was just like, nah, man. Like, I'd rather stream this shit on, like, fucking Twitch or something.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Especially knowing that you're, like, a diehard Drake fan. I think if I was in your position, I probably would have felt the same way if you had mentioned, like, I had a good time, but I wasn't blown away and it wasn't, like, the best concert experience I've ever had in my life or whatever. And for me, I mean, Drake's always been a bucket list item. I'd never seen him before.
Same for me, actually, dude. Same for me.
Kanye.
Yeah, same for me.
I did see him at the Kanye thing. And coincidentally, or ironically, I wasn't really blown away by his performance there. So I don't know why I was all in on this one. I think it was very close to The Apartment. So it wasn't like
the hype was real though. The hype was real.
Like, the hype was real.
Because you went around July, right? July-ish?
August. Yeah. So the hype was damn near like towards its peak. And on top of that, bucket list item, very convenient to get to. And I think in general, I just haven't found things I really want to do in San Francisco. So I'm like, if I don't do this, what the fuck else am I going to spend money on? Like, I don't have any other, like, generally speaking, unless I'm traveling, I'm not really spending much money. So I was like, fuck it. But then after that, I think I started having the same attitude towards other things, like the upcoming Travis show. Like, I think cheap tickets are like, tickets are as cheap as $100, but I'm still like kind of waiting. I'm like, shit, do I even want to spend that? Because that shit is inconvenient. This is, now that I moved, this is going to be like a 50-minute train ride. And then and then it's around Halloween. So I got to factor in an extra like $65 Uber. So I feel you on like, now my patience and tolerance for these expensive ass shows.
For real, I think it's just the like, hey, like how convenient is this for me, right? Like if this shit's a 20-minute drive away, then I know parking's not gonna, but I gotta drive there. I gotta deal with Miami downtown traffic, then find parking, which is going to be another $40-$50 on top of everything. I'm just like, bro, this is like a $600 night. I haven't even walked in the venue yet. So,
and then you got to kind of be sober enough, right? If you're driving.
Well, sober enough. I'm still not drinking right now. So I would have been relatively sober for sure. Yeah. But, and then also, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I already hurt my back at this point. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna be jumping around. You know what I mean? Like, I think all of this shit was just like, nah, man. Like, it's just. And again, I don't. Even if you didn't tell me your recap, but I still had your recap very much like ingrained in my head. Like, I've not seen anyone on TikTok or anything losing their mind over it. Right? It's like, oh, dude, the Virgil statue's cool. The Grim Reaper thing is cool, but no one's saying, bro, he sounds flawless. He's bringing random guests and it sounds crazy. Like, no one's saying that, bro. So you're just going because you want to see him. And I do want to see him. But again, I'm also not going broke and stressing myself out over like the anxiety of it. Bro, I was literally getting anxiety. I'm like, bro, like I'm already stressed before I even hit like confirm. Like, imagine when I get there, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how like our subconscious is telling us how we really feel, and for some reason it like takes extra work to just
Extra
listen
work.
to ourselves.
Yeah. Extra work, dog. Because I was like, because even my girl was like, well, let me know if you change your mind. I'm like, dog, I ain't changing my mind. I'm not going.
Yeah. Like for instance, this past weekend, I was supposed to meet up with some college buddies the day after I moved. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, shit, I don't really want to go to this, but maybe I should go. Like trying to convince myself that I do. And then as soon as one of them canceled and was like, we're going to postpone, I felt like a whole
Like,
weight was lifted off my shoulders. So I'm like, shit, why didn't I just say I don't want to go?
Yeah, dude. No, dude, for sure. I think it's the fear of like, maybe it's FOMO, right? Maybe it's that. But I also think as we, like, you're to your point, right? You're older. You only have a select few amount of friends. You're like, bro, I'm making good money. I'm not spending it. I'm always home. Yeah. Like, if I get invited, I have to say yes, right? And I think it's harder as we get older to be okay with saying no. But bro, the same thing happened to me when Billy was visiting, bro. Like, one of our good friends, like, he's a sweet kid, love him to death. But bro, like, we were just talking and like it came up like, yo, let's hang out next Sunday. And I was like, yeah. And then like I was just like, why'd I say yes? Like, why'd I say yes?
So is he keeping his word, or is it one of those situations?
No, I canceled, bro. I got the moment I got home 24 hours later, I'm like, yo, honestly, like I was proud of myself for saying, bro, like I'm actually not up for that. Like, it's just too much of a commute. We hung out that one time. We'll make time for it in the future. Cause like, bro, it's a lot. Like, again, like living in the burbs, now you know shit's not just 5 minutes away, bro. For me to go to Miami is an hour commitment each way. So now it's like, bro, we link up on a Saturday. Dude, I gotta leave my house at like 6 to even like get home at a reasonable hour. You know what I mean? So it's just shit like that. And when you're already like not like you're already going into it like, yo, I don't want to get to a certain level where I go crazy. So if it's not already gonna be an epic night, then like, yo, why are we doing this kind of a thing? So just being more selective, man. But yeah, I felt that for sure for the Drake concert. So if anyone else felt that way, let me know in the comments. But I definitely felt good about it though. Like I had no FOMO, bro. There were people that I knew that was at the concert, and at no point was I like, oh man, wish I was there. I was like, bro, good for you. Or like, hey, your seats suck, and that's why I didn't want to go, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Well, if one thing's for certain, Drake definitely ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm sure there will be fucking for all the cats in a few years, and he's gonna do a whole tour. And the tickets will probably
be for all the dogs tour. Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly, man. So maybe it's somewhere that it makes sense. Maybe it's somewhere that you and I travel to make like a weekend out of it, right? Like I think like dude, there was like a show like in Austin or some shit, and I was like, bro, I'm done. Let's just go there for the weekend. Like that's different. But like if it's like in the midst of your normal work day life, you're like, bro, I gotta go there, and then I gotta leave work early, and then I was just like, nah, dog. It just the math wasn't mathing, dude. But all good, man. But speaking of Drake, album is dropping this Friday, October 6th. So your thoughts on we're finally here? What are you? Let's say the one thing you're most excited about.
Honestly, just at a basic level, I'm excited for more new music. Wasn't really impressed by this Slime Me Out or whatever song with SZA. That's not my style of Drake that I like, so it doesn't mean the song's bad or anything. It's just I prefer.
So for those who haven't heard the song yet, what is that style and why don't you like it?
That style, it's kind of slower R&B Drake, relationship drama type Drake, and I've been with the same woman for 12 years, so that shit is far beyond like the shit I'm dealing with. So maybe if he makes an album about being married and like not wanting to do the dishes or some shit, then I'll be tapped in. But like for me, I don't know, it doesn't resonate with me. Maybe it's just that style and sound from him specifically. Sure. I prefer rapper Drake, hardcore beats and talking that shit kind of Drake. So yeah, I'm hoping there's a lot of that on this album. And if there is, I'm sure I'll be happy. But regardless, Drake is one of those guys, like he'll have, several bangers that, will be going viral. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking several. I would say at least 3 or 4. Like 3 or 4 songs that you're just like in love with. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to happen. I would say, dude, it sucks that we're at this point and, dude, again, the year's quickly approaching an end. But I would say for myself, I think the thing I'm most excited about is the just content, bro. Like content, dude. Like I feel like I've been at this gym and on these runs now more than ever. So now like I'm like looking for shit on my iPhone, and I'm like, bro, like it's the same shit, dog. And like I can only go into the crate looking for inspiration from like old 50 Cent or old Game or old whoever shit. At some point, bro, I want something new, like some nuances, bro. Like, let me know what's going on in modern day. And I'm like, I'm not getting that from anyone. Like, obviously, we're getting to Heat of the Week later, like a little bit here and there. Like, you get excited about shit, but for the most part, dog, there's not really been shit to get excited about. And like, you know, we always say like, all right, it's coming, bro. It's already October, dog. Like, I don't think it is. And again, I think this is our last chance to truly get something that inspires something in us to kind of put that battery in our back. So like, all right, bro, let's. Cause I feel like when Her Loss dropped at the midpoint or early Thanksgiving, that was like a moment, dog. Like it was like, yo, this is fucking fire. Like this is a great way to end the year. Like we just kept playing that throughout the holidays. But yeah, man, as of right now, it's slim picking. So yeah, honestly, I think like you, I just really am most excited about the content.
Yeah. No, I've been genre hopping at this point because I mean I've been doing the same shit as you, where like I'll go back to old music, but then even that reaches its end at a certain point. You're like, I can't just listen to the same old school hip hop shit, and I can't listen to the same new shit over and over. So I've been listening to house, lo-fi, trap like beats and stuff, like just anything to create or get rid of the mundane shit that we've been dealing with.
I agree, dude. But there was an appreciation that came out for Audio Theory alum. So shout out to Johan. Bro, You Up? Like, yo, after not listening to that song for like 3 months, dog, I was on a run and that shit came on. I was just like, yo, like I just started going, yo, that song is
nice.
Bananas,
no,
dude.
It's a
bananas.
Beautiful song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And such a like dope, relatable concept. And
100%
beautifully put together. Like it wasn't cheesy. None of it
wasn't cheesy. And it's like, dude, I love these songs that are like timeless, dog. Like that shit could have been made in fucking 2006 or 2026 or in 2020 when he made it. Like, bro, like so good, man. So shout out to him. Dude, shout out to Jalian as well, bro. Fucking that guy is living the dream, bro. So shout out to the Audio Theory alum that are just fucking killing it. You with the fucking, the song that you. Oh, dude, we haven't even done the review of your content, bro. So
yeah.
All right, now that Drake's over with, so how is the feedback going on? Is it For Better?
For the Better, yeah.
For the Better, yeah. What's the feedback so far on your latest project?
The feedback has been great. I think people really love the sounds and the video edit I did. Interestingly enough, so that format that I did for this video was something I had seen on TikTok. They use a program called CapCut, and I couldn't, for whatever reason, find anyone to make this shit. So I would cold DM like 8 people. 7 of them would be like, yeah, send me the video, and then ghost me. Coincidentally, the one person who responded is some kid in Nigeria, did it for free in 1 day. And I was like, yo, I can pay you. Why do it for free? I don't know. I guess he's just like one of those kids who just likes making content and stuff. I offered to pay and he just like ignored it. So I don't know what the deal is, but I shout out to him because he did a phenomenal job. Everyone else was, for some reason, extremely irresponsible and flaky. One dude I actually paid half of the deposit. Took him like 3 weeks, and he kept saying, "Oh, I fell asleep and this and that." And I'm like, "Dude, like I'm giving you one more chance." Didn't hear from him for a week, so I just requested a refund from PayPal. Then he got all angry and was like, "Well, I did 75% of it. Like, suck my right nut and all this shit." I'm like,
he went that aggressive?
Yeah, but I'm like, this thing clearly only takes a couple hours to do. It's not like I asked him to make a whole fucking music video from scratch. Like, it's just lyric edits. If this Nigerian kid can do it in 1 day, you can do it in a week max. So yeah, it was interesting how like the only person that was willing to do it did it for free. But very pleased with how it came out. Yeah, I don't know. It's just motivation to make more music. So now that I'm fully moved in, I'll be getting back to that hopefully during the holidays. So Yeah,
what was the inspiration for people who haven't listened? Blair dropped 3 different versions of the track. So what was the inspiration for like the sped up version and the slowed down version?
Not gonna lie, I think TikTok. Not necessarily thinking to myself, well, I want to go viral, but I noticed a lot of artists will do that, like Gunna with "Fuck You Mean." I think there's a slow version and a fast one. And part of it was because I just, after I finished my song, I noticed some other songs, kind of like Kid Cudi "Day and Night," towards the end, it'll trail off and like slow down and stuff. So I was kind of experimenting with that, but I didn't like how it sounded. I kind of like the full song itself and having separate versions. So I was like, okay, let me just make a slow down version and a sped up version. If people want to listen to it, cool. If not, cool. So yeah, I think the slow down version is something that like I personally might listen to if I want something more chill and I'm just like vibing out. And I think other people might
like give like more like lo-fi, like inspiration kind of
thing. Like lo-fi stuff. I know even Eva Shaw did that with the one song "Midnight Strangers," so I added it to one of my playlists because the slow version is more appropriate for that. So that was kind of the inspiration behind it. And it was, I mean, I could make it for free and just put it on the platform. And if people don't want to listen to it, dude, like, it doesn't cost anything, fortunately.
Fire, dude. No, but I personally enjoy the sped up version the most out of the extra ones, but I think the original one is fire, bro. So yeah, sweet. The sped up version is very good, dude. So I was just curious because I know that's the first time you've done that on any of your other tracks.
No, glad you provided that feedback, because I was always wondering, like, in what context is the sped up version to make sense? And I know on TikTok it's kind of like, I don't know, the fact that the videos are very short and kind of speeds through the song. So I wasn't sure if people would actually listen to it outside of it. But I guess my sped up version isn't so fast to where it's like
it's not so fast. Like, it's not supersonic. It's just like a clearly just more up tempo version of the original. So yeah, dude, I thought it was really good. Do you know what's another song that I was fucking jamming out? Again, alumni of the show, but you this time, dude. Dude, and it's funny because I couldn't find. I wanted to tag it in like a Instagram video, but I guess that song isn't currently up because it's like one of your older songs. Is it bro? What's the fucking deal? I gotta find it now, bro, because it's gonna drive me crazy. Tell me your first 2 songs.
Like ever?
Since you
on the platform,
like the Blair Anthony
profile. The Underdogs and Smile For Me.
No, it wasn't one of those, bro.
Highs and lows.
Oh, it's the one with the I think the genie lamp on the cover art.
Oh, not enough.
Not enough, bro. That came on in one of my runs, and I hit that shit like repeat like 3 times in a row, dog.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know why, dude. Just, like, I don't know if there's like a limit for artists that, like, I don't know that, like, I don't know if IG just takes certain songs down if they don't get enough. I don't know, but like, it wasn't an option to like play it as like the background music. The new song was there though, For Better, and like Fully Loaded, I think, was another one that was there. But yeah,
I have to double check. You said IG or TikTok?
IG. So I was trying to make it like, like the music, like, whatever, like you put
got it.
Or some shit.
No, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I think sometimes because this single platform called DistroKid distributes everything out to all these platforms, I'm sure like there's errors sometimes where it doesn't like fully process, and then I probably have to just like submit it or whatever. So
got it.
That's probably why.
Got it. Yeah, but again, to the original point, you came out with that song almost 2 years ago. We're all looking for brand new content. So I really do think that Drake is gonna go number 1 regardless. I'm sure it's that good, but I do think it's gonna do crazy numbers because I think people just need it, bro. Like And again, I love Travis Scott. I think he went number 1. Oh, I guess he didn't go number 1 this last couple of weeks because of Doja Cat, but I love that album. But I also don't think that album's like so replayable either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Do you feel that way? Like 8 weeks removed now? Like, I enjoy it. Like, I get why it was number 1 for a while because again, he's like the only thing out right now. But besides like Modern Jam, I think the song Echoes, obviously Fiend is fire. Even the song with Drake doesn't really do much to me after like multiple plays. Yeah, it's just hard to really listen to that song from like beginning to end over and over again.
Yeah. No, I did replay it over and over again the first week, but to your point, I think the novelty kind of wore off. And there's only a handful of songs that I still listen to a lot, like Thank God and Fiend and everything. But yeah, I don't know if 5 weeks from now or whatever, I'm still gonna be going back to this album. And I don't know if it's just like sometimes I'm worried that I train myself to be this way with TikTok and just so much content being available to the point where I'm not like appreciating any of this shit.
But, like, yo, dude, like you're being too negative.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so quick to just move on to the next song. Like I'll find something new, I'll listen to it 15 times, and then I'm like, all right, what's like, I need something else. Like I'm an addict.
Yeah. I do think sometimes myself, like, bro, I'm even hesitant of like someone would drop a new song and I'm hesitant to even play it because like I'm like gonna hate this song. And I'm just like, bro, at least listen to it, bro, before you fucking decide it. So, dude, I'm right there with you, bro, because sometimes I feel like it's been such a lackluster amount of new music that I already think when I do get new music that's not from a certain artist, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna hate this shit, and I don't want to listen to this shit, bro. Like that's how I felt with the Quavo album. I was like, bro, I don't want to listen to that shit. Like, what the fuck is he gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, and I heard there were actually some good songs. I mean, I don't think the album itself was very critically acclaimed or did well on the charts, but there were a couple songs that people did tell me they enjoyed. But me personally, I was like, bro, like, there's nothing here that I want to listen to, right? But I think that is just a negative connotation from just a lackluster of amount of music over the last like 16 months.
Yeah, but I think the thing is like, with Quavo, for instance, I think we know what to expect from the content, and it's not going to be groundbreaking. It's not necessarily bad music. I think it's just uninteresting. Like what else are we going to do with this shit? Like, that's why Drake and Cole and stuff are like, people look forward to hearing the shit because Drake will bring up, you know, stuff about his lifestyle or whatever, and Cole will bring up something political or diss somebody. So yeah, I think that's why we care about those kind of guys more.
Yeah, because there's like content that matters, right? As opposed to like one or two clever punchlines. You're like, bro, like it's not like the late 90s anymore. Like, that can't be all that you do. Because I think even Cole on like the song with Yachty, The Recipe, like he has a line where he talks about like, my feature does great things for your career, maybe not as much as Drake's. Like that in itself, like you giving us that thing that we always talk about, but you want to say in a clever way is like, such a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Whereas, to your point, like maybe we are being negative, but it's negative. Like there's a reason we're negative, bro. It's like, bro, like we've been listening to you for 6-7 years. You never give us anything worth talking about. Like, why would it be now kind of a thing? Bro, so crazy. This is on the rundown, but fuck it, dude. Like, again, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since an episode. Let's bring it up now. So, Quavo, right? I feel like there's a group of artists now that maybe going into the pandemic in 2020 that we felt were like the upper echelon and almost like the gatekeepers when it comes to hip hop. Obviously, not like you said, Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Jay-Z, different stratosphere, right? Like they're in the building. But I feel like there were other artists, and I would put like the Quavos, the Roddy Riches, the Little Babies, the Post Malones of the world, bro. Like, think about those 4 names. Like, those 4 names 3 years ago were the creme de la creme when it came to pop, hip hop cult. The Baby, another one, bro. And like, bro, think about it. We're 3 months away from 2024. And bro, like, when's the last time anyone was checking for Roddy Ricch? We just said that Quavo is best known for being a part of the Migos and being an artist himself, and obviously rest in peace to Takeoff, but that's over now. Who else? Lil Baby is like a joke at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just wild how like things can change so drastically. Like, and it's like, dude, how did we get here? Kind of a thing.
Yeah. No, that's. And I know we've kind of discussed this several times in other episodes, but I think it's becoming more and more apparent and more concerning. And I think they're not doing anything new. Like half of these artists sound the same, and that doesn't mean the songs are bad. It's just like they literally fucking sound the same, and they're all featuring each other. Like every Lil Baby album or whatever, anyone's album, it's like Dirk, Lil Baby, 42 Doug, CG, Future, Young Thug. It's the same fucking 10 people basically recreating the same album. And to your point, I don't, it makes me not even want to listen to the album. I just wait for the hottest single to surface on YouTube, or you tell me, or I hear it from academics or something, and then I'll just handpick it and then move on. But I just feel like, one, a lot of these guys are also like, seems like they're taking a step back. Roddy Ricch hasn't really put out much in a while. Apparently, he's working on something amazing. I don't even know if that's by a choice.
You say that one more time, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
I was saying apparently he's working on something amazing, like a new project. I think
that's great, bro. That's great. Again, I think we both were very impressed by his first album. I think the second album had a couple bangers, but nothing crazy. But I think what's also like, even on a crazier level, that those 4 names or 5 names I mentioned, maybe removing the Baby, but Quavo, Post Malone, Lil Baby, and who was the other one? Oh, Roddy Ricch, right? I feel like these guys, even though they're not putting out content like crazy, even though they're not reaching the heights they did 4 or 5 years ago, they're still considered at that level, right? I think that's the weird part, right? Whenever I see like these Grammy parties or these Rick Rubin parties or whoever, the white parties and stuff like that, like they're still in the room, right? And it's almost like, I feel like back in the day, like your talent and success will determine if you were in the room or not. And it's in a weird way, I feel like these guys are still the gatekeepers, even though their recency has like no justification for them even being there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're still considered the top of the top of the top. And it's like, bro, they're not though, bro. Like, I don't know. That's, well, I feel like that visually just feel like seems a little bit off to me.
I mean, part of it's probably part of it is that we're accustomed to equating, like, focused on the now. So it does feel odd seeing them in the room and kind of being at the top when we have nothing recent to grasp onto. I mean, I feel like it's more of like an issue with the industry in general, is we're constantly fed, you know, so much new content, and there's always somebody new. So it is a bit confusing to see these guys who haven't produced anything recently. But I think technically they earned their stripes with, even if they had like an amazing classic first project, or like The Box, like one of the biggest singles ever, it seems, and stuff like that. So I feel like these people they've earned their respect from the powers that be. And people still love them. I just feel like in terms of topping the charts and selling out shows and stuff, people are kind of over it in that sense. Like, we still respect them, and they still have a say in the culture and stuff. It's just like, in terms of consumption, we're beyond that now. Like, we need new guy.
Yeah, that's a great way. We're beyond them, but then I still see them, and so does the general public, as like the standard in hip hop. Whereas, like, I feel like those courage stripes aren't warranted. But then I'm also like, bro, like, we've been saying this for, a year now. It's like, the terrifying part is, again, we're 4 years removed from these guys all having, like, hits back to back, right? But they're still at the top. It's like, bro, where's the next crop of people, bro? Like, where's the next 4? Where's like the next 4 or 5 guys that are or girls that are caught and like, no, you're the standard now, right? Like, let's move on, bro. Like, we can only do these same Little Baby, Little Jerk songs so many fucking times, right? So I guess that's the more concerning part. It's like, bro, who the fuck is going to be the next wave of artists just to take shit over? Like 5, 6, 7 of you guys, right? Like, dude, back in the day, we would have magazine covers of like, the freshman XLs or the hottest artists of the year. It's like 7, 8 artists that you're like, bro, these are groundbreaking artists, and it's like, dude, we're not getting anything of that.
And the crazy thing is, so I follow like a couple like independent artists who have podcasts and stuff, and I keep seeing that it takes 7 to 10 years to like really break an artist, apparently, on average. Obviously that's kind of changed nowadays, but I think that's if you're an artist who wants longevity. And I think the problem is now with TikTok and Instagram, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to get popping now. And you can, like, I can make a song tomorrow, get fucking 100 million listeners and views and stuff, but I might have $5,000 to show for it after all that attention. And I think that's the problem with the industry now, is people are just, they're trying to get on so quick, like the next day. And I think that kind of hurts. Like, they don't have time to even develop an identity or a fan base or a niche or anything. It's just like,
or
you
a
got
sound,
a dope ass
right?
couple
Like
singles.
your sound is just whatever's relevant now, as opposed to like, this is your sound.
Yeah. And there's like no element of mystery at all. And it seems like there's just almost too much focus on the content. And then on top of that, the song doesn't even really have a chance to breathe, because we've heard the same fucking 8 seconds a billion times, which is why I have an issue like posting my shit too much, because then I even start to hate my own shit. I'm like, there's not a single song I like enough to hear the same 8 seconds 1,000 times. I'm sorry, like, there just isn't.
Yeah. That's a good point, bro. Yeah, I think most artists coming in, or it seems, right, the artists that are coming in don't even have long-term aspirations. It's almost like, well, let me just get on, get a couple million followers, and I know I can monetize that into something else over time, kind of a thing, as opposed to like, yeah, it's just different, dude. It's just different. But yeah, I get it. Maybe it's on us, maybe it's on the consumers to just change the way we are taking this all in, because yeah, dude, like at some point you have to start asking your question, like, again, if the major artists who are in control of this industry aren't producing the quality of music to justify our ears being here, more people are going to do what you're doing, is going genre hopping and just, I'll listen to something else, right? And then if enough people do this, then the genre is dead. And you're just like, the fuck? This is like all self-inflicted.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I'm hoping something changes, but I think the easier it gets to become famous, like the less hard work people are going to want to do. And understandably, to a degree, like, if you just want to get on and kind of do this shit for fun, then you're going to get so many people doing that. Like, we don't have the starving artists anymore who are like, I don't give a fuck if I'm on the side of the street and do this shit forever. Like, I need to make it. Now everyone's 14 years old. All you need is a computer and a $20 mic, and you could download beats for free and fucking be famous in 2 weeks if you get lucky enough.
Dude, I'm only saying it because I think there's like a post on Academics page, shout out to him, that I think Blueface either got sentenced or is facing 2 to 5 years in prison right now. Dude, but think about it. His hit song for that gun shooting in Las Vegas.
Oh,
remember like the video of him like shooting off in the car and stuff?
Yep.
But think about it, dude. His hit song came out like in 2017. So this motherfucker hasn't had a hit song or anything relative to his music career in 6 years, dog. And he's been, I mean, obviously his life seems chaotic as fuck, but financially not struggling, right? Yeah. No incentive in his mind, like, yo, let me just try to be creative and make another hit record. It's just like, yo, I'm good. And again, I think sometimes we get too artistry on this episode, on this pod, and like only focus on like the art and forget that this is also a career and a means to make money for some people. So I get that part of it too, but it's just hard to, like, if you were to ever try to make music again, or an artist, it's like, dude, we can't take you seriously, bro, because like you don't care. You know what I mean? Like, and I think like those kind of artists, you're like, bro, like, I don't think you actually give a fuck that you do this, bro. This is just like a way to get a check, which again is fine. But like, don't expect me to go fucking help you get, you know, 1 billion streams first week, because like it's very obvious like you don't care.
I mean, I think there still is a lane for like the less serious meme type artists, but at the same time, I feel like it always almost ends up being about everything but the music. Like, people like him because he's funny and hangs out with these like crazy ass women and this and that. And then I think the problem is, you know, people like it, so you're more inclined to continue behaving erratically and hanging out with the wrong people and stuff. And I think that's kind of the dangerous part about all this stuff, is like what people end up loving you for. And that goes for anything, like podcasts, YouTubers, whatever. Like, if your lane is like a toxic lane and that's what's making you money, you're gonna be like, well, shit, like I got bills to pay. Let me continue doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah. No, it's a great point, man. But yeah, I just feel like it's very interesting. Again, because the artists we were fucking with the most 4 years ago seem to be not really close to being that level of artist anymore, and like don't care. So I really wonder what's going to happen in, for another 4 years from now. It's like, there's no way those same names could be at the top. So you would think, right? There's no way 8 years can go by and we're still revering like Migos and like Post Malone like that. So it'll just be very interesting to see what's happening 4 years from now. But dude, before we get out of here, I do want to talk about the one thing that changed up while we've been away. There's now a new chart that Billboard is recognizing, the TikTok charts, that is just, I guess, views or analyzes all the TikTok sounds and the most viral ones. When the chart came out for the first time, I believe 2 weeks ago, Sexy Red song was number one, and rightly so, because bro, every time I open my fucking TikTok app, it's just like like it's just like right away. So your thoughts on like that even being a chart that now is gonna get like, recognition?
I think it's cool and it makes sense to exist, but I think there's a nuance to it, because there should be more context as far as what these streams really mean. Because for instance, I might have a song and 5 seconds of it for some reason goes well with cat videos. Now you got a billion fucking cat videos with my song, but are people listening to my song because they like me in the song, or is it because they can make cute videos out of it? And as we know, there's a lot of videos that use songs just because it's some hot chick doing yoga. Maybe it's some like, I don't know, just trend that has absolutely nothing to do with the song, but the lyrics for some reason fit it.
Dude, so I wonder also like how many people, let's cut you off, like how many people like us, dude, like think about how many we use a trending sound but have it on mute. Like, is that counting kind of a thing? Like,
good question. And I'm not sure, probably it counts. But even if it doesn't count, I know a lot of people that use trending songs because that's literally one of the strategies that most of these TikTok gurus say. Like cousin who has his sunglass business, everyone is using trending songs. I think we've done it in the past that have nothing to do with, like, we've never heard the full song, probably can't even recall the artist or any of it, and we're using it simply to get more views. So I think my issue with the chart is none of those listens, or sorry, a significant chunk of those listens are probably not people who are intentionally wanting to listen to that artist and think it's a good song. It's purely within the context of the content that's being created using the song.
I agree. So then do you think Billboard should have made this chart in the first place?
I mean, I think like it's still an accomplishment.
Like Grammys, it's almost like Billboard is like the, again, to use the phrase again, like the gatekeepers of what, like, a respectable thing is to like truly evaluate how good an album or a song is doing, right? So like your thoughts on like Billboard giving weight to what the TikTok sounds are of today?
I guess from a Billboard standpoint, probably no, just because I think that's almost like the holy grail of like, if the music is actually as impactful as it seems. But with TikTok, if people are using these songs, I guess it really matters on how it's being measured and what constitutes, an actual listen. Because if us putting it in our video on mute to go viral counts as a stream, then I think it's extremely misleading. gives weight to people who don't deserve the recognition in that way. And on top of that, I think would incentivize people just to make funny, weird ass music so that it goes viral. Like, that's not what art needs at this point in time.
Yeah, dude, I would agree with that too, man. And it's just like also like, it also makes you think like, so are those TikTok streams now being removed from like the previous Billboard numbers? So like, because I felt like those numbers were helping artists in the past go number one, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's more questions that still need to be answered by it. I mean, again, I respect it only because the only reason why I do respect it is because we can hate it or love it, dude, but TikTok is where most people go to get information now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that is the one or two platform and sounds are constantly being used throughout the day to promote other things, those sounds are the most popular songs in the country, in the world. So there has to be some weight there. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I do respect giving it its own little or big, whatever, but giving it its own chart just to say, hey, listen, I'm more of like, yo, we respect your platform. Like now how the things work, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that and we'll evaluate this over time the same way they evaluated how they change, buying albums to streaming albums, all that stuff. But I think it does give more like, hey, TikTok, this is like a good look for you that we respect that there's so much happening here that this has to be accounted for in a very different way to just show the world that, hey, this is a real way to promote your music.
Right. And to be fair, I think a lot of the top songs were popping off of TikTok before making it onto the charts. Like Doja Cat, for instance, doesn't need TikTok to chart. I'm sure her song would have been popular anyways. And then naturally on TikTok, people are going to use the song. So I don't think it's totally unfair or misleading.
I think the way it multiplies on TikTok is a shit that we've never seen before, right? Because even like going back to like when we were just like when there was only radio, bro, like yeah, there's a couple of songs you would hear it over and over again, but the over and over again was like what, maybe after an hour, maybe 45 minutes, it would be like, even that would be like, bro, they just played this an hour ago, what's going on?
Yeah,
bro, on TikTok you can't even go, yo, by the third video it's the song again, you know what I mean? So think about like the impact that has on someone, like, now wants to go consume it even more, blah blah blah. So I think it's a different beast that we've just never seen before as far as like how quickly it can multiply.
For sure. But yeah, I think it's a good look for the artists that are able to chart. I think we just need to remind artists that streams and TikTok plays and listens isn't the end of the story. Like you need to actually build a fan base that cares about you and your journey, because it's very easy to get someone to just check out a song and be like, yeah, that's dope. But for someone to listen to one song, check out the rest of your catalog, follow you, buy your merch, all that shit is far more difficult but far more beneficial in the long run.
Dude, far more difficult for sure. And dude, I still think, and you can tell me because obviously just different angles of looking at this, but I still do think the majority of the income that these artists get is from tours, right? Like, I feel like that's still true. So like, just because you have 1 million like clicks or views on your shit doesn't mean, like, again, dude, biggest Drake fan you probably know in your phone right now, I was unwilling to go see this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because it just, so like, think about that, bro. So like, if Drake is having difficulties, he's not, but just saying, to get people to come to his shows, imagine you random, like, dude, I'm not going to fucking Sexy Red concert because her one song is very entertaining. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that. I feel like people forget, like, the money you're trying to make really comes from getting people to actually go do things for you, buy your merch, like you said, go to the shows. And I feel like that's not really happening, right? I feel like honestly, like, people probably say the beginning of the end for Lil Baby was when like he started canceling show dates. And you're like, bro, like, we get people keep co-signing you and you have a few bangers, but bro, like, I don't think you really have the streets on lock the way you think, because people aren't going to see you, dude. Like, bro, even if Lil Baby was in Oakland or in San Jose right now, you're not fucking buying a ticket for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it would never cross your mind. Like, yo, why would you, bro? Like, so I think artists need to remember, like, again, there's ways to always make money, but I still think the bread and butter of how to truly show that you're a different level caliber artist are people coming to your shows? And if the answer is no, I think you have your answer right there, like kind of where you rank in the bigger scheme of like the industry as a whole.
For sure. And some people seemingly prefer the vanity of having or being able to say, I have 100 million streams and this and that, even if they're not able to sell out shows or don't have a dedicated fan base. Unfortunately, I think with this like attention era that we're in, a lot of artists are being tricked into thinking like the followers and streams is enough, and like that proves success.
Yeah. And I think, okay, I'm stealing this from I think Charlemagne, but like the whole thing of like Burna Boy only doing like 15,000 streams or whatever the first week, but then he's selling out back-to-back shows of like 80,000 plus. You're like, bro, like something. The math is not mathing here, bro.
Right. And shit, if I ever was able to say I'm making a living off of music, like the average person can't say that. So I don't know why people are such haters over like the dumbest things.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. Again, shout out to those who are killing it on TikTok. Again, it's just a good look for everyone involved when Billboard is giving you a cosign. All right, bro. I know we went a different route on a couple of things. Is there any other topic you want to touch upon, or did you want to get into Heat of the Week? Because I know it's been a minute.
We can do Heat of the Week.
All right, bro. Heat of the Week episode. Man, what week are we on right now, bro? Episode 154 coming up right now. Jesus, though, it's been forever. All right, episode 154. So, what is a Heat of the Week? You can do one or two, man. You tell me.
I'll do two. All right, these are both kind of in the house. Well, no, one's Afrobeats and one's house. So the house one, I really, really love. It's called Still Feel the Same by Tentendo. Like kind of like Nintendo, but Tentendo. I don't know if that was like a play on words or something, but Still Feel the Same. Super dope vibe. My brother described it as a daytime loft party song, which I think is pretty accurate. I'd never heard of this artist, but super, super vibe for any situation, in my opinion. And then the other one, I would say similar good feel groove. This one's by an artist called Nasty C, and the song is called Endless. Again, very, very dope vibe. I would describe it as very similar to most Afrobeat songs, but I think they could, coincide and go good on the same playlist if you're just looking for something kind of upbeat, chilling in your backyard, sipping wine, whatever. And these both I've been playing back to back all weekend and just put me in a really good headspace. So I recommend those.
Yeah, send me both of those. I haven't really been on, besides obviously Burna Boy and like a couple other things, I haven't really been on an Afrobeats kick in a while. So I like that one, dude. I'll do two as well. The first one is going to be, dude, I really enjoyed this song. I loved his 24-hour stream with Kai Cent, Offset, Fan. I think the full album comes out in a couple weeks, but the song Fan, bro, it's just fun, dog. Like, it's just fun. He's having a good time. The visuals are phenomenal. And yeah, dude, like, again, I love Offset, bro. Like, in my mind, that guy can do no wrong. I genuinely think favorite Migo. I genuinely think he enjoys everything he does. I think he does take the music seriously, but in a very fun way. But I don't think he ever wants to give you anything that's like mediocre. And I truly think that his artistry keeps like elevating, right? Because I feel like he was a shy guy in the Migos initially. And then over time, you see him like just showing more of himself. And now he's like his own person completely, right? So I think that, so the Fan is fire. And I do think we're going to enjoy his album. And there's always drama about him too, with like either Nicki Minaj's husband wants to beat his ass or he's cheating on Cardi B and she's like, no, he's not. Like, it's just like a whole thing, bro. So I love that. But my Heat of the Week, like this is a heat of the week. I said this to you a while ago. Asian artist goes by Yoshi T. Song is called Fuck Taste. Bro, I'm gonna give a shout out to my fiance who sent me the song because it popped up on her algorithm. But bro, this song is, dude, close to my heart. First of all, it's a phenomenal song. I always love to hear different kind of artists, Asian artists, just like, again, I love you just hear an artist and you don't know where the fuck they're from, right? That's like, I think a great compliment to anyone, right? Like you hear a Dominican artist, you have no idea where he's from, or black, like doesn't matter, right? So I think Yoshi T does that flawlessly. He just sounds like a really good rapper, but he has this weird sound of sounding like Mac Miller and Smino combined, but like not in a, hey, I want to sound like these two artists to get popular. It's like, hey, this is my voice, and I'm going to do my best to truly live my truth. So if you haven't heard of Yoshi T, he has a couple other really enjoyable singles. No album just yet, but Fuck Taste is a great song, of great vibe, and bro, it's like 2.5 minutes long, so and easy to listen to.
Nice. No, that song's dope. Coincidentally, I had a friend asked me if I had heard his song as well.
Oh, really?
He sounds like Mac Miller. So seems like he's picking up steam. I'm sure he'll get some hate for like trying to bite this style or whatever. But like you said, if you can't, what is one thing I know you can't choose your voice per se. I think you can choose your style, but I don't think he was like mimicking like on purpose trying to be Mac Miller. But I'm sure deep down he knows like, oh, this kind of sounds like him. Maybe even be inspired by him, but it is.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's certain songs that like if the beat makes sense, like you're like, all right, let me lean into this a little bit more. But it's not like I can only imagine he's not putting in an album which is like my favorite like Mac Miller wannabe type songs. You know what I mean? Like the storylines are all about, dude. Again, it seems he's talking about Asian culture and how like he loves it and he loves that his mom still holds him accountable to certain things that other people do. So like. Dude, like I'm all for that, bro. So yeah, shout out to him. And I get it. I think it's hard to not enjoy when artists just, you know, like, hey, this is who I am, take it or leave it kind of a thing.
Right. 100%.
Cool. But yeah, definitely send me those 2 tracks. I never heard of those 2 tracks before, so I'm excited to hear those, man. But
100%.
All right, bro, it's been a minute. Episode 154 about to be wrapped up. Let the people know where they can find us, what we got going on. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. We also got the Spotify and Apple Music playlist up as well. So check out the Heat of the Week selections there. And then if you're on YouTube, check down below. We have some merch. So please copy something, support the channel. If you're broke, then go ahead and share, like, subscribe. Or even if you're not broke, do that as well, please. And just help the channel because we could use it and appreciate all the love.
We can use it. It's getting cold again. Even though, dude, my aunt told me in New York, it was 85 degrees today. I was just like, bro, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but it is getting cold again. So if you need a cop a hoodie for the winter, get yourself for the fall, get yourself some fits at the website. But my dude, love you. Great to see you. Glad you're doing well.
Love you too.
Space. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk offline. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.